on TV, online, and on your smartphone. This is Ticker News.
The Green Edition, in association with the Root brand, inspiring greatness with natural solutions for people to reach their highest and healthiest potential.
Hello and welcome to the Green Edition, exploring hot topics and challenges in the world of business, economics and health today. But could we be moving towards a real-life species of the Walking Dead, where chemicals are creating a new toxic humankind? Well, they are born out of technology. They are here and they are everywhere. And these are called forever chemicals. And they are like a real-life Walking Dead. And the problems with forever chemicals have been known for quite some time. Their impact on people and the environment is still being researched and not completely understood. But there's more evidence coming to light on their impact on people, as shown by lawsuits that have been reporting concerning military bases being affected and health issues that these chemicals are not only having on our veterans, but being exposed to them by people everywhere, including in their drinking water. Well, let's talk more about this and let's bring in Clayton Thomas, who is the Root Brand's CEO. Clayton, let's dive straight in. Can you explain what are forever chemicals?
Renee, thanks for having me. So the concept of forever chemicals is something that is so vast. We're going to hit on a couple of the key ones and then probably dive into them a little bit. So you have the toxic heavy metals, the mercury, the cadmium, the arsenic, the lead, the aluminum, cesium, strontium. You have fire retardants that are in carpet, that are in your upholstery of your cars and in your home. You have the fire retardants, as you're talking about, for military or first responders, that are actually in the equipment that they wear that poison them. You have hormone mimetics of all different times that are in Teflon, that come from PFAS, and an entire category of additional chemicals that are produced every year. So there are new things that are being produced every year that we've never seen before, that there's no testing of what these things do to damage us. But the host of toxins, from chemicals as insecticides and pesticides like glyphosate and DDT and Agent Orange, all of these are destroying us.
Absolutely. Now let's look into how and what are these forever chemicals used for? I mean, Clayton, can you go through, what exactly is coming out from these forever chemicals and where are they from?
So you can start with volcanic eruptions, which is where the mercury and the lead and a lot of other toxic heavy metals come from. Volcanoes have been erupting since the creation of, what this terra firma that we live on comes from. But through industry, through commercialization, through manufacturing, we love fashion, right? We love to wear clothes, and actually one of the biggest issues that we face is actually all the chemicals that are used in the clothing industry. But toxic metals like mercury, lead, and aluminum are in the pharmaceutical drugs that you use. They're in your amalgam fillings that have been used. They're in your mother, your great-grandmother, that are all passing those toxins into you. The water you drink, the air you breathe, the food you eat, it's all toxic and it's all polluted anymore. And the only thing that we can really focus on now is how to get this stuff out of us and how to work to clean up the environment.
Now, Clayton, in your opinion, what impact do these forever chemicals have on animals and on the environment? And of course, understanding what that impact does to these animals as well.
So growing up in a veterinary practice and having the opportunity to be around integrative health for humans and animals for the last 45 years, I've had an opportunity to do some really interesting research. And so I'll give you my opinion, and a lot of this opinion is actually based on what's been published from the 1950s, the 1970s, and going forward, that the toxic metals like mercury, lead, aluminum, and now the whole host of, other environmental pollutants like glyphosate, like atrazine, and other chemicals, they destroy every aspect of the human body. They will disrupt every aspect of the human body. They are hormone mimetic. So they'll disrupt your endocrine system, disrupt your cardiovascular system, your immune system, your neurological system, psychological, emotional, every component. They do this in humans and animals. So we look at how we take care of ourselves, but unfortunately, even the animals that are our pets, but are also feedstock of all kinds, they're polluted, so they have issues. But when we're consuming them, we're actually consuming toxins that have already been broken down and become bioavailable in them. So when we consume them, they become more toxic in us. So we have issues of the environment. We have issues of what we're breathing, what we're drinking, what we're eating. We have issues in our animals. You can look at the rates of cancer, the problems with allergies in your pets. These are things that are not normal. These are all due to environmental exposure. So you see the lessons of how toxic things are in our pets, and you see how it applies in us, and we're truly victims of our environment.
Now, what and how do forever chemicals, let's look into, we've seen the environment, we've seen the impact on animals, but what about people and our bodies as well? What's the impact there, Clayton?
Well, what was published in the 1970s was the fact that just mercury alone, not this whole host of thousands of other chemicals and pollutants and toxins, but just mercury alone is the primary cause of virtually every chronic disease known, right? Because mercury on its own will disrupt every system of the human body, but do it differently in every individual. So if you start with just that one, you get the cascade. And that one environmental toxin actually will make all of these other toxins worse. So everything from autism to Alzheimer's and everything in between, right? Miscarriages, infertility, cancer, you can go down the list. Everything that we deal with is actually due to the exposure of these toxins, whether it was our exposure in the womb or whether it was injected, whether it was put in our mouth, whether it was something that we consumed, something we breathed, something we drank, something that we got on our skin. The exposure to all of these things is actually what's destroying us.
Now, your company has developed green products to help with the issues of heavy metals and environmental toxins. Clayton, can you describe one that helps to combat the issues of heavy metals and environmental toxins?
We've actually created solutions that actually hit on every aspect of reversing aging. The foundation to that is having a clean slate, right? You have to wipe the slate clean. If you're working on a blackboard or a whiteboard and there's already a bunch of writing and a bunch of just mess on the board, you have to clean it off. If your house is loaded with garbage, you have to take the trash out. It's something that we do consistently. You do it every day. You do it a couple times a week. If you don't, this trash builds up in your body. So we created Clean Slate from nature's most powerful crystal and turned it into a little nanotechnology, natural version of a little green garbage truck that can work in your body to grab onto all of these toxins, these pollutants, these chemicals, rip them apart, put them in a cage or attached to a cage, and allow your body to very passively, safely, and slowly flush all this stuff out. It's something that's being done now by newborn babies. Some of these babies are being born to moms that were infertile prior to the moms using Clean Slate and its siblings, and something that can be used from the time you're in the womb to the time you die. And it honestly is probably the most important substance you can use besides water right now from womb to tomb.
Now, Clayton, let's look at why people should look to your company as a resource in helping to combat those everyday toxins and chemical exposures. Can you describe and explain through why they should reach out to your products for this?
Well, the biggest issue is we are a byproduct of bioscience engineering, right? A lot of these toxins and chemicals in the environment were created by bioscience engineers. A lot of the issues that we have from different drugs and different shots and injections that have been shown to cause different side effects in us. And you see this in the commercials for medications. You see it in the conversation about what kind of toxins are in the environment. You have to remove these things. Clean Slate creates the foundation of doing that. You've got to get this stuff out. If you don't, you're going to be a victim of your environment. And the most effective way of doing this, and I've had an opportunity to do this for 18 years, is studying environmental toxicology and working through methods and pathways of removing these toxins. This little Clean Slate product has been proven clinically, right? So we're not talking about hype and marketing. Having proven published clinical data to show the efficacy and the outcomes, which is so crucial in today's environment, that it's not talk, it's about fact. It's about science. It's about proof. It's about real proven data. And the data shows that you can pull this stuff out passively. It works better than anything else that's been on the market. And aside from anything you want to do on a biohacking standpoint, what you want to do to make your body work better, the most important thing you can do is get this stuff out. The equation for actually phenomenal human performance and wellness and the creation of greatness is really simple. It's addition by subtraction. So before you think about adding anything, you have to take out the bad stuff that's inhibiting your body from reaching its true potential. Once you do that, you can start adding in the good stuff and your body's going to be able to use it. Once you start removing this bad stuff, your body will no longer crave the things that are causing your problem in your diet. It'll actually refuse the bad stuff and will start craving all the good stuff that you should be eating, because a healthy system doesn't make poor choices and a healthy system doesn't have health problems. So the key is just cleaning up the mess and allowing the good parts to take hold.
Absolutely. Now, Clayton, what is the key takeaway that you want the viewers to come away with today?
Use clean slate. Listen to Benet. Try it.
Great to hear from you, Clayton. Thank you so much. Let's go through one more question, actually. Clayton, looking at your products and coming into this, how did you formulate those products into creating, something that will combat those toxins and chemical exposures? Just real quickly.
We were able to do that from the mind of an actual biotech savant, Dr. Christina Rahm, with her patented proprietary process that she's created from 20 years in biotech and a history of battling Lyme disease, a brain tumor, a spine tumor, multiple kinds of skin cancer, losing a couple children to cancer. But having 20 years in biotech and a master's in science, 3 PhDs, a PsyD and EDD, she was able to take her life experience, to take nature and everything she learned in biotech and apply those to take the best of nature and process them in a way to amplify what nature's given us to create the solutions to work with the body to solve, the biggest problems that we have.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time today, Clayton. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Well, that's the program for now. And of course, whilst the Root Brands is presenting sponsor of this program, all opinions and views in this segment are of course general nature and not to be taken as medical advice. Now, let's thank again to CEO, founder and wellness expert, Clayton Thomas, for joining us on the Green Edition. You can catch up on this program at tickernews.co. Well, I've been your host, your Benet Ozdemir, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.